Hey everybody, my name is Jeremiah Craig, and as I prepare for Season 2 of Break Room Balladeer, I'm going through some of Season 1 and picking out really valuable pieces of content that I feel like some people could really use. And as I was going through some of these episodes, I noticed that two businesses featured in Season 1 talked about using pop-ups in their business. And I wanted to play both of those segments back to back here, and then we could talk about it afterwards. First up will be Aaron Tekulve from Sorel, talking about his business and how he uses pop-ups. And then the second will be from Nate and Ben of Wonderland Gear Exchange and how they use pop-ups to grow their business. So I'm gonna let him go now, and then we can talk about it afterwards.
A lot of times when I talk about the pop-up, and just pop-ups in general, because I think everybody wants to open up a food business should do a version of a pop-up. It's kind of like releasing an album when you're in a band. You wouldn't release the album before you played a single show, then start and get like 10,000 pressed, and then go out and try to play shows and then sell all your records. You would amass a small audience and you build the groundswell and you get people behind you who are interested in what you do. And, you know, if no one shows up at any of your shows, then you might know that maybe isn't a good idea to drop, you know, the thousands upon thousands of dollars to put together an album. Maybe you'll just cut a cool little EP in your garage and call it a day. Well, it's the exact same thing with food. It's like, if no one ever came to these pop-ups, I would quit doing them. You know, I would figure out a different way of, you know, fulfilling my own creativity. It also might be a hint that maybe my food is not as good as I thought it was. You know, maybe I'm not doing the right thing, and that's the other big benefit about doing pop-ups is that you can really test all of this. You can see if the food is good and people enjoy it, and that's so important. I think a lot of people make the mistake of thinking, oh, well, if I like it, everyone will like it, and just being kind of, you know, I don't know, a little stubborn that way, and that doesn't really get you anywhere. I think you have to be careful. I think it is important to have a voice, and of course you want to love your food, but you shouldn't do it stubbornly. You should do it with an open mind and making sure that you're taking care of people.
We're fortunate that we had a good friend who runs a similar type shop out in Colorado. So we definitely consulted with him kind of about, you know, just how the general business would go. And we figured the only way to test if it can work is to try to create a small version of the shop. So we set up several pop-up events at breweries this summer where we used our limited Facebook reach and the brewery posting about our event to generate a little bit of interest, and folks who saw the posts showed up with gear to consign, and you know, we sort of, I think, proved the concept in a small way, and from there had the confidence to definitely go forward with finding a space and signing a lease.
So you had the step, you had the pop-ups, and now the actual physical location.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was, I think it's like, you know, are applying sort of typical startup mentalities, you know, the lean startup concept to this brick and mortar business, where test the minimum viable product to figure out what customers actually want and how they're going to participate with your idea. And by proving that through those brewery pop-up events, we were able to transition to a full-time brick and mortar.
After watching these two segments, I think I can pull away 3 takeaways. The first being, you can test your ideas with pop-ups. And this is huge because you don't want to make the investment into releasing a new product or service without knowing that there's actually interest for this product or service. And this fact came up in both Aaron's and Nate's video segments. Number 2 would be the opportunity to create themed events. Now this was more focused on in Aaron's segment for Sorel because he was prepping a wild game dinner when I was recording him. So I believe in that shot he was prepping the rabbit dish, and the entire meal for the night was based off of wild game ideas. So there was elk on the menu, there was venison, there was boar ribs, and that is the theme that we're talking about. And number 3 would be the opportunity to make partnerships. Now this came up more in Nate's segment from Wonderland Gear Exchange, and he mentioned that he partnered with different breweries around town to help host their pop-up events. Now, making partnerships with other local businesses is always a good idea because you can help introduce each other to each other's networks, growing both of your brands at the same time. Did you notice any other takeaways from pop-ups as a business from these two segments? Let me know in the comments, and feel free to watch each of these episodes of Break Room Balladeer. Episode 6 features Aaron Tekulve of Sorel, and episode 11 features Nate and Ben of Wonderland Gear Exchange, and I'll include the links to those videos in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I will have more Break Room Balladeer content soon. Peace, everybody. I'll see you next time.
Let's find a wonderland. Man tops to Pacific sands. Let's find some strong ground to stand on. Just because we can.